Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great one for you today. We've got a little menu over here on the left hand side. It's made out of icons. When I hover over, it's going to expand and reveal a bit of text there. And of course I've got this link to my sections using anchor tags. If I click this one, I'll go to that one. If I click this one, go to the next one, so on. And last one, contact form. And the home, I've got a link to the top section here. That's a really nice little feature to have on your site, really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the visual builder. Now let's go down and we'll delete these. We'll start from scratch. Great. Well, I'm going to put these in fixed position today, so it really doesn't matter where you put it. I think I'll add a row, perhaps under these icons here. Little green tab to add a row. I'm going to put a single column in my row. And to do this today, we're going to use a fantastic little blurb module. I love this little module. We did a whole video on this. Check that out in our Divi for Beginners series. You can do amazing things with it. Okay, well, I don't want a title on mine, so I'm going to delete the title. And in the content, I'm going to put where it wants to go. So I'm going to say home in this particular one. Obviously, you make yours how you wish. Image and icon. Unless you've got some icons or little images you want to upload, I'm going to use an icon here. As this is going to the home, I'm going to do a search for home. And that'll work perfectly for me. And it's popped it in there. Now, link-wise, I'm going to have these linking to my various sections on this page. Of course, you can link this to anywhere on your site or even off-site if you want to by putting a link in the module here. I've got CSS IDs on mine. I'll show you those in a minute in the sections. I've got this one that's got CSS ID of home. This one's got an ID of services. This one's got an ID of options, etc. And I'll show you that in a moment. Great. So I'm going to put an anchor tag in here. So I'm going to use a hashtag and the CSS ID. And we want this to go to the top. And that section had CSS ID of home. Great. Let's go over to our design tab now. Image and icon. Well, I'm happy for it to be that sort of default blue color. That's the one we've been using. But I want it on the left-hand side. So image icon placement. I'm going to switch that to left. It makes it a lot smaller and it pops it on the left-hand side there. That works for me, that size. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, you can do so right here. Well, that home text, I can't really see it. I'm going to make that white in color by clicking on the little paintbrush. Body text color, white. I'm going to capitalize it. And I think I'll take it down a little bit in size. We're at 14. Let's make it 12 perhaps. I want it to line up in the middle of my icon here. So I'm going to use line height just here to do that. You'll notice it goes up and down. If you take this to the right, I'm going to put that in the middle there. Fantastic. Now, if it doesn't go exactly where you want it to go, you can type in a new value here. 3.5 perhaps. I'll take it down a little bit more. I think the 3 work fine, so I'm going to take that away. Great. Well, I'm fairly happy with that. We've got the link in there. I want to give it a background color. So we do that under content. Background's always under content. I'm going to make that black. Fantastic. Okay. Well, I want this to be pretty short. In fact, initially, I just want to see the icon. So if we pop back to our design settings here, we can go down to sizing. And we'll give it a fixed width. Let's try, I don't know, try 50 pixels, see how we get on there. It's put in percentage. I want a pixel value, so just select the percentage and put in px. Yeah, it's going to be too wide there. Try 45 or even 40. I'm going to add a little bit of padding top and bottom around that icon. And I know we can see that home. I want to see that initially, but we'll fix that in a moment. So still in design, let's close up sizing. We've got spacing just below it. Let's give it a bit of padding on the top. Try 5 pixels. I think that's okay. I'll do the same for the bottom. And let's put 5 on the left. But yeah, maybe a little bit too much actually. Let's take those down to perhaps 3. Because I've got that chain linked, it'll do both of them at the same time. Obviously adjust yours to taste. That's a bit more like it. Take one of those away there. I think that's going to work for me. And just for fun, let's have some little rounded corners on there, or slightly rounded. We can do that with border just underneath. Let's try 8 pixels, maybe too much. No, I think that's okay. Now you may have noticed that home's disappeared. It may come back on the front end, so to make sure it's not going to come back on the front end, I'm going to go over to my advanced, down to visibility, and anything that falls outside of this little icon here is called overflow. So I'm going to turn the overflow from the default to hidden on both vertical and horizontal. Great. That's great, but when they hover over it, I want that icon to change color. And I want this to expand so they can see that it's home or whatever link yours says. So we can do that easy back over in design, back to the sizing where we put our width in. And again, common to all Divi modules, if you hover over, you'll see some little icons appear. Go to the thing you want to edit, in our case the width. Hit the little arrow, and we can create a hover effect. Desktop is when the mouse is not on it. 40 pixels is fine. When they hover over it, I want it to expand to reveal that home. So let's try 100 pixels. That works fine. Now bear in mind, you're going to want to make this wide enough to accommodate your longest bit of text that you've got for your tags. So I think 100 is going to work for me, but if you need to, make it bigger or smaller. Great, well, we've got our first one there. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to my little blurb here. I'm going to hit the 2 little squares to duplicate it for however many links you want on yours. 4, 5 I think will do for me. And then of course we need to go into each one. Now we had home, services, or FAQs I think I called that one. So this one, I'm going to call FAQs. And we'll change the icon. Maybe a question. That's fine. And we'll link it. So I think it was my services section. I will do that in the module. So it's hashtag services. Just so you can see what's going on, let's change this a minute. I'm going to save that. And this is what I'm calling my services section. So if you want to link to a section, go into the section, the blue tab. We need to give it a CSS ID. Over in advanced, CSS IDs and classes. This one's called services. Let's just change that to FAQ. And to link to this section, or make it scroll to this section, we'll go back down. Back into the module there. Down to the link. And we'll say hashtag FAQ. You'll notice when I put it in the CSS ID, it was just that without the hashtag. When we link to it in the module, we need to add a hashtag in front of it. And like I mentioned earlier, of course, you can link to anywhere on your site or off-site with this too. Great. Well, I'll pause this. I'm going to continue down and just change out the icon and links on these down here. Okay, we switched those out, but I want to take away any gaps between these, or at least most of the gap. Easiest way is to go into our row here. I'm going to go to design, sizing. I'm going to use custom gutter width. If I take that all the way down to 0, they're going to be touching just like that. Now that I've got my icons in there, I think I want to add a little bit more padding to some of these if I move this out of the way. Certainly a little bit more on the left, maybe a little bit more on the top. So I'm going to go into my top one here. Over in design to spacing is always where we find padding and margin, remember. I'm going to uncheck that change. I think the bottom's okay. Add a little bit more on the top. Let's add a little bit more on the left. And let's put the same on the right perhaps. I think I want to adjust that initial size. We did that in spacing, or sizing rather, just up above. 40 pixels, let's just increment up a little bit. I think that's about right. Like I say, adjust yours to taste, but I also want a little bit of space between each of these. So if we close up sizing, go back into spacing, we can use margin for that. Let's try 5 pixels on the bottom there. Just put in the 5, it'll put the pixels. I think that's about right for me. Now, of course, I don't want to have to go through all of these and do the same thing. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to right click on this top blurb here. I'm going to say extend blurb styles. I want it to be everything in this column. This row would do too, either or. Let's do this row. Hit the extend. Great, we've now got that same padding and same gap in each of those. Fantastic. Well, of course, I don't want this floating in the middle of my page there. I want it to be up on this left-hand side permanently. Or you can put it on the right side, wherever you want yours. To do that, we're going to go to this row itself. So let's go into the row, the green tab again. Just so you can see what's happening. I'll put a background color in. Let's make it red. I'm going to shrink this row down to the same size or a very similar size as our icons here. I think we had 42 and I think it was 100 when it was expanded. So we can do that easily in design. Sizing again. Here's the width. I'm going to make it, I think it's 42px. If you don't put the px in, as we saw, it'll put it in a percentage. You may think it's disappeared. It's not. It's right in the middle. We've put it under here. That looks about right. I'm also going to take any padding away from the top and the bottom so that nothing interferes with something on the page that you might be wanting to click on. But before I go there, row alignment right here, I want mine on the left-hand side here. So I'm going to hit the row alignment left. And of course, the width, when they hover over it, needs to accommodate the text that's going to pop out there. So let's roll over the width. We'll get up a little hover state there. Desktop's fine. When they hover over it, I want it to be 100 pixels or whatever you've made yours to accommodate your text. That's fine. And we'll take that padding away over in spacing. We'll close up sizing. There's spacing. Padding top and bottom, just put a 0 in there. We'll hit the chain. And that's taking it away from both top and bottom. We're obviously on hover state. Just click it back. There we go. We can take that background away now. So content, background's always under content. Let's just trash that red color. Fantastic. But that's still going to roll up and down the page. I want it to stay there all the time. To make that happen, still in the row, going to go over to advanced, position. I'm going to change it from relative to fixed. And it's scooted itself up on the top left here. We've got a little matrix so you can shift it around the page if you want to. Put it in the middle, put it right in the middle of the page, put it on the right, top right, bottom right. I want mine top left. But let's roll this page up to the top here. I want it somewhere in the middle of this bar here. So I'm going to use my vertical offset to bring it down to where I want it. And I also want to take it a little bit away from that left-hand side. So I'll use my horizontal, put a couple pixels in there, 2, 3 pixels probably do me. Of course, adjust yours to taste. Now if we roll down the page, that's fine. It's going over the top of that one. It's going behind this one right here. That's not going to work for us. It needs to be on top of every single section. If you find it going behind a section, roll down to that section so you can partially see it. And we'll use z-index. Z-index dictates what elements appear on top of other elements. And a higher z-index number will always appear on something with a lower z-index. So get it so you can partially see it like that. Start sliding the Z index up until you can see it. Roll on down, make sure it's going to be on top of everything else. Fantastic. That's going to work for me. Now, of course, if you want to put this on every page, you want to build it into either a global header or a global footer like we've got down here. And because it's fixed position, it's not going to take up much real estate down there. If you put it in your global footer, it'll appear on every page. Now for anchor tags, that's not going to be any good for you, but if you're using regular links, that might work for you. Great, so I'm happy with that. If we've done everything correctly now, this should work for us. Let's save draft, or publish if you're ready, and we'll exit the Visual Builder. There's our little menu. When I roll over, it's going to pop out with the text. I didn't do a hover on there. I was going to do a white color on the hover icon. You know how to fix that then. If I click on this, it's going to go to our FAQ section. Next one's going to go to the info section. Next one, the about section, email section, and of course the top one's going to go to the top, which is our home section there. So there you go, guys. There's how to create a nice little icon menu for your website. Fixed position, floating. That's a nice little thing to have. Because you've just got the icons initially, it really doesn't take up much real estate. And we can check it on tablet and mobile if I hit my F12 key. There it is on the iPad. Let's make sure it stays on top all the time. Great. And if we click on it, it'll take us back to the top. And shows us each section as we're going to it. And of course, let's have a look on an iPhone perhaps. And we'll go back to the top. And it does exactly the same thing. So there you go, guys. Get out of here. Here's how to create a nice little floating icon menu for your website. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and WebDesignTechTips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.